I did perhaps the stupidest thing I have ever done while playing this game, and this video should stop you making the same mistake. Hello Cozy Gamers, and welcome back to the Cozy Gaming Club, where we talk about all the latest and greatest cozy games. I'm Ellie, and I've been obsessed with space farming game Little Known Galaxy for the last week or so, and I've actually played over 20 hours of it already. So if you're going to be rocketing into the game this week, here are 15 beginner tips I wish I'd known when I first started playing. The first is so useful when it comes to exploring new planets. Exploration in Little Known Galaxy is very similar to the mines in Stardew Valley. You have limited stamina and must get as far as you can before it runs out. Your progress saves every 5 levels, and each level is procedurally generated and resets each time you visit. It can be quite difficult to make it all the way to the save point, as the RNG can be pretty cruel sometimes when spawning the teleporter to the next area. However, I discovered a little hack that may help you progress quicker. When destroying the rocks strewn around the level, if you stand beneath them and shoot upwards, you can destroy both rocks at once. This can be done for rocks side by side and rocks that are on a diagonal. Also, if you get really lucky, you can even smash 3 rocks at once if lined up correctly. This really helps to save energy and find the teleporter quickly. Another way to keep your energy up while exploring is forageables. Each planet has at least one forageable that you can collect while exploring that can be consumed to replenish your energy. The Grey Planet has space radishes, which, like cave carrots in Stardew Valley, can be found by digging up the soft sand on each level. There are light spoilers ahead for the second planet, so if you don't want those, make sure to skip ahead to tip number 4. In addition to more space radishes, the second planet also has seaweed. This is even better than space radishes because you don't have to dig it up. It'll just be sitting on the ground ready for you to pull up and chow down. When you reach the second planet, you'll also unlock a medicine machine, which can be used to craft vitamins. These are a great way to keep your energy and health up while exploring, and only cost 5 minerals per vitamin. This is a lot more achievable for me anyway, compared to the costly energy tonics that you can buy from the medical center. Remember at the start of the video when I said I'd made the stupidest mistake and wasted so much time? This is that tip. So when I unlocked the furnace, I knew to put my aluminium ores in, as that's what you do in other games. But I didn't realise that you can also put your sand, stone and scrap metal into the furnaces as well. I spent over 30 in-game days wondering how to make stone composite, glass and scrap metal blocks. Don't make the same mistake I did. While we're on the topic of resources, did you know that there's a chest sitting next to your workbench where you can store your resources? If they're stored in there, then the game will automatically use them in crafting, which saves you running around to external storage chests trying to find them. I love this little addition to the game, and I found that it really helped me save time. Although I do wish that this box was a little bigger, I've got a lot of resources. One of the things I really dislike in farming and life sims is never being able to find the person that I need for a quest. Well, that's not an issue in Little Known Galaxy because the devs have kindly added a locator function, which tells you which floor of the spacecraft you can find a specific crewmate on. This is an incredible addition to the game and really makes the typical meet all the NPCs quest so much easier. All you need to do is navigate to the person in your menu and press the locator button on their portrait, and it'll tell you where they currently are. I love that it also tells you what their home looks like as well. Speaking of incredible menu additions, when you're on the map and viewing the different levels of your spaceship, you can actually interact with the map and it'll tell you not only which days the stores are shut, but also their opening and closing times. So if you're worried that you already missed a shop, you don't need to run all the way there to find that out. You can just check the map. Genius. Early on in the game, you'll need to find some rations for a quest, and it's not immediately obvious where you can come across these, unlike the other quest items. For anyone who is confused, make sure to head to Chip's Canteen. You can find it on the left-hand side of the plaza, which is located on the 4th floor. He sells rations at 100 credits, which can be a little pricey early game, but not too bad. There's also a bulletin board in the plaza, where your crewmates can leave quests for you to complete. These can range from killing specific enemies, catching microbes, or delivering resources to them. If you ever see a quest on the board that requires buying something from either the general store or the canteen, I'd definitely recommend doing it. They can seem expensive, but I found that they always return more money than you spend on them, which is really helpful as I find that money is very hard to come by in this game. For example, Shinji asked me for 2 soya milk, which cost me 800 credits. When I delivered them to him, I got 200 credits in return, which isn't much, but is a nice little boost. One thing to be aware of with a general store is that the seeds that Robert sells there change depending on which planet you're orbiting. This is really useful information to know, especially when you unlock the kitchen in the game and want more of a certain vegetable. I'd recommend buying a few of each seed and stockpiling them, especially considering my next trip, which is that traveling between different planets takes 3 days. This can be a huge issue if you need a seed from another planet and it takes you 3 days to travel there, and another 3 days to travel back to wherever you need to be to continue your main quest. If you're like me and you always forget what seeds you've planted already, there's a quick little way you can find this out. On the top of your planter, there's a little label, and that's not just for aesthetics or decoration to make it look more realistic. You can actually click on the label and it'll tell you what plant is growing in that plant pot. Sometimes you can accidentally give something to Binbot and not realize you need it for a quest. I do this all the time, and the good thing is that in Little Known Galaxy, you can take back any of the items you've put in Binbot before the end of the day. This includes if you've sold multiple items. For example, I accidentally sold a cabbage and then realized I needed it to complete my quest for Lynn. But when I went to get it out of Binbot, I accidentally added another item to the bin. I thought this would mean that I wouldn't be able to get my original cabbage back, but I was actually able to retrieve my hardware parts and my cabbage, which you usually can't do in other farming games. I would definitely recommend upgrading your tools as soon as possible. Each tool has a different upgrade effect, but the upgrade for the microbe detector that you unlock on day 16 is so useful. It gives you more leeway when it comes to errors, making it easier to capture microbes. I know I had some difficulty with the harder microbes, so I definitely recommend this upgrade. But if you are going to upgrade your tools, please be aware that they do take a few days, so time them carefully. I usually upgrade my blaster while I'm traveling between planets, as I won't need it then. But I have accidentally done the same thing before with my microbe detector, and then had nothing to do while traveling. Another great thing about the microbe detector is that it can be a great way to earn some extra money. In the Science Center on floor 2, there is a microbe research machine. I found this pretty early on in the game by accident, but it is very easy to overlook. By collecting and selling your microbes, you earn money from Francis. But this microbe research machine also has targets for you to achieve. For the first 10 of a particular type of microbe that you catch and then sell, you can earn yourself 100 credits. This goal then increases to 25, and I'm assuming that will also award you with some sort of monetary reward. This is a great way to top up your cash, especially when you're traveling between planets and light on things to do. Those are my 15 beginner tips if you've just started playing Little Known Galaxy. I hope at least 1 or 2 of them were useful for you, and if they were, please consider liking this video or subscribing to my channel for more cozy gaming content. Also, if you've been playing and have more tips to add, please make sure to drop them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next video. Bye!